Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Ladies and gents, have you heard the news? The curtain's about to rise on the show of a lifetime! To choose our new ruler, we're going to give all of you a chance to take center stage in a show of power for the whole kingdom! And we call it the Tournament for the Throne! Our aspirants will set out on a grand tour of the 3 allied nations' capitals, taking part in a variety of exciting trials. First, we have the Exhibition of the Brave. Slay a monster plaguing our fair people and bring its head to Oceania's capital in time. Biggest find takes the win. Official word is, this event's open to all. So what do you think, ladies and gents? Are you in it to watch, or in it to win?
Stroll? Why call us so early in the morning? What is that journal?
I had Fabienne bring it up. Something occurred to me, so I asked her to go through Grius' personal effects.
Hey, looks like he was investigating the curse too.
There's a note here. Given the spell's complexity, it must have required a scribed formula.
You mean to suggest Luis possesses a written composition of the curse somewhere? And if we can find that...
Yes! I'd wager, even if we can't kill Luis, we might still have a shot at breaking the curse.
But that attack took place years ago, didn't it? This curse's formula could be lost for good.
We have little choice but to hope it's not. I'm not saying it would be easy. And the real trick will be finding it. We wouldn't leave it unprotected.
That reminds me. A crier for the church was handing these out.
A flyer for the Tournament for the Throne. This popularity contest is state-sponsored now. An interesting gamble for those politicians. I like the bit about all this being in the interest of fairness, those weasels. But saying it's being organized by the state. The throne's empty. This smells like the theocracy at work. Probably Forden himself.
You think Forden's looking to fix the competition in his favor? He's been in first place this whole time.
In the interest of fairness, remember? If he wins a fair race, he gets legitimized, and Luis gets put on the back foot.
That bodes ill. Those with existing support could easily solidify their claim. Even should His Highness wake, he may lose the throne.
If we don't hurry and find a way to get close to Luis, we're sunk. What are we supposed to do?
We need a plan, and then we can take action. As an elder, I'm an outcast in the city. I think that gives us an advantage here. We get their attention, I think. Or actually, let's make him come to us.
We'll make Luis come to us.
How would we accomplish that? We're but strangers to him, and he gains nothing from it.
Really don't think there's a way? Fine. We get the people's attention.
Couldn't we get the people's attention somehow?
How do you mean?
If we make ourselves too obvious, we're likely to have an even harder time getting close to Luis.
Fine, we enter the tournament then. The simple answer, goddammit.
Let's enter this tournament for the throne.
Huh? Hey, were you even listening to us? Besides, the prince isn't exactly in a position to take part in...
Wait. It sounds crazy, but I think he might be onto something there. This could be just the excuse we need to get close to Luis. He doesn't care about your tribe so long as you prove capable, yes? That's what Zorba was saying. Which means, even though the world looks down on you as an elder, having the power to kill humans puts you in his good graces.
You're going to make him a candidate for the throne?
If all we need to do is get Luis's attention, then that's sure to get the job done. If we're lucky, he might even try to recruit us.
I see. An undercover operation, is it? Quite a gambit. But it may well be our best chance at finding this formula.
Just hold on a second. Getting Luis's attention is all well and good. But remember who's actually risking their life here.
Infiltrating Luis's ranks will be dangerous. If I'm found out, I'll be as good as dead.
What do you think? Having heard all this, do you want to enter the running?
If it's for Maria. It's fate. I have to. I am the protagonist.
No point fighting my fate.
Your courage is admirable.
Right.
I'm reminded of the words the prince spoke to me in our youth.
In my ideal world, people can believe in their future. Their birth doesn't matter. No matter who someone is, they deserve a fair country. If it's to help achieve that, I will stand for the prince as a candidate for the throne.
Sheesh. So much for being a guide. Now you're the one leading me around.
Your resolve has marked you a fine fit for the role. I have trusted you with my life before, and would gladly do so again.
I inherited Greece's journal.
Good heavens. Haven't you put yourself in enough danger? Listen to me. I don't want you going down the same path he did. Are you really this set on running off again?
I have to carry on his legacy.
I have to carry on his legacy.
I gotta find my own red flag and wave it before I die.
I see. Well, I'm sure he'd be glad to hear it. I'll be cheering for you in this mess of a competition. Truth be told, I wish I could do more than feed and shelter you.
What's the competition?
It's a big, grand race to see who will be the next king. The whole country will be watching.
So you're going to try and become king? Wow! Then I'll cheer for you as loud as I can.
You have your first advocate, it seems.
Suppose you'll have to actually try for the throne now, eh? Your Majesty.
I'll never actually succeed. I hadn't thought of that.
I hadn't thought of that.
Is it even possible? Well, if we want Luis to notice you, we'll have to make quite a stir among the people. Maybe reaching for the throne will do it.
Does that mean you're not coming back?
No, we'll be back. Although we might be a while.
I don't like when it gets lonely.
Maria.
But I'll be cheering for you. I hope you win the race. You'd be a good king.
Thank you.
Thank you for your support.
Yeah.
Now, we'd best get registration out of the way, but we'll need some legs for the journey. It's mostly lawless wastes between cities.
Judging by this specified deadline, we are unlikely to reach the Principality of Oceania's capital in time on foot.
I bet all these fancy nobles have their own gauntlet runners to ride in.
A carriage might save our chances, if we could find one. Perhaps we split up for now. I'll leave you two to the registration. They should be taking entrance at the recruitment center.
This should be the place, right?
Excuse us, we're looking to join the tournament for the throne.
Aye? Bit young, ain't ya? And who's the kid? He with you?
I'm the one entering.
I'm the one entering.
You? Really?
I've not heard of any age restrictions. There a problem?
Well, I'd not have thought it, but you're an elder, ain't ya? And you want to be king. Well, the novelty of it might win you some looks.
Could you just do your job, please? Can he register or not?
Ah, an elder. Now that I think of it, Weren't you in that pack of recruits that went off to the northern fort? Thought I heard they were all wiped out. What? We got a deserter turning up?
No, they said he'd just dragged the company down, so they left him at the capital. He, got on the captain's bad side.
Could swear I've seen you before, too. Well, hardly matters with no captain to verify it with. Go on, then. You can represent the lesser tribes so nobody complains.
Whew. That was a close one.
And, obviously, you're gonna need a carriage. Otherwise, the whole thing's off for you. You're obligated to attend the opening ceremony tomorrow. It'll be at the plaza at the Grand Cathedral. Don't be late.
We'll have to hope Hulkenberg can find us a carriage.
As for us, I expect we should see about finding a monster to slay. If it's not impressive enough, Luis won't look twice at you.
Some postings over there. They should be offering bounties on monsters the guard can't handle. Let's take a look.
Looks like everyone else had the same idea.
One of these bounties is bound to make me stand out.
But which? Bigger is probably better.
Hang on! There's nothing but small-time contracts here!
Are you lot here for this tournament, then? Bit slow, I'm afraid. Most of my worthiest monster bills have already been snapped up by other competitors.
How about requests on anything aside from monsters? Bounties include criminals too, right?
I suppose I've got one of those, yeah.
Let's see. Ugh, he's horrible. Heisme. A villainous kidnapper. Looks like the army's been trying to catch him for a while now.
This might just be perfect.
Whoa. You have any idea who that is?
All right, so you're an actual character. The fuck?
That man's an elite. An ex-royal knight, they say. He'd make short work of a scrawny little urchin. You can be sure of that. Besides, didn't you hear what it is they're actually looking for?
Oh, of course. It's about whoever can bring in the biggest monster head, right?
If you imbeciles can't even get that straight, you've no chance at winning. They want kingly types, not children play acting.
Is it just me, or does his pet also have a gold chain around its neck? What the fuck?
Stuck-up little... Is that the kind of competition we can expect?
He was right about the rules, though. What are you thinking?
Don't worry, I know what I'm doing.
We're supposed to get a monster's head. So why are you going for a criminal? Any idea what he's up to?
Maybe he has a big head?
Maybe this criminal has a really big head?
Come on, that's a stretch. And if he had a gigantic head, you'd think they'd mention it in the contract.
Don't worry, I'll explain everything later.
As long as you can convince Hulkenberg, I guess.
Ho there! Are you really taking the bounty on Heisme? You three must be heaven sent. Please, would you listen to our plight? Your pardon, gentlemen. I'm Barton, a guard captain from Atira, a town to the south. The bounty on Heisme is up at my behest.
A guard captain? This fellow's made some powerful enemies.
We can't afford lenience. On top of his past crimes, Heisme has stooped to abducting our wee ones. Our children. Selling them off, some say. If our city becomes known for nightly disappearances, what sane resident would stay? Community and trade will dwindle and die.
But he's just a lone kidnapper, right? Even if he's some infamous criminal, why can't the guard handle it?
That's the trouble. He makes his hideout somewhere too dangerous for our soldiers to tread. deep in the territory of vicious giant worms. We've no idea how he manages to operate out there without getting devoured himself.
I see. Tricky problem indeed.
I'd no choice but to swallow my pride and post a bounty. Yet no matter how many times I renew the bill, none have taken it. A pitiful sight, isn't it? A soldier who can't protect his home, whether by strength or by surrender. Laugh if you must.
We would never laugh at such a plight.
You only cast away your honor in the name of protection. Nothing pitiful in that. Swallow your pride no more, man. We'll take your contract.
Thanks to you. That you'd accept such a perilous request, even with this tournament looming over everything. Closure. Thank you all, and thank God for bringing you to me. In that case, we shall meet in Martira, the old castle town. Please, make haste.
Well, no backing out of this now. You sure this is what we want?
Way I see it, if we want to make a big impact this late, it's going to take some creativity. Besides, this is apparently a knight-turned-kidnapper. The man can't be allowed to go on. What would His Royal Highness do in our place?
I guess that's fair.
I'll convince Hulkenberg. Somehow. You go on and accept the contract.
I think I might know what they're getting at. And I honestly kind of agree with it. If they're going for the idea of, like, the monster with the biggest head, they could bring in a big worm. They could bring in a monster from the outside of the walls. But we're bringing in a child kidnapper.
Look at that.
And I feel for the people, they'd probably say that is a bigger monster.
Look at that.
Oh, wait. I forgot. Over here.
What to do?
Oi, oi!
That's rich. A mere fleshling with no history or experience to speak of as a king. The idea makes me sick to my stomach.
No, thank you.
The ideal leader of this country is the dignified man of great age, one with years of experience, and yet upstart schoolchildren like you and Luis dare to. It hardly matters. You won't be able to fight much longer, so struggle as you like. I'd be happy to give the eulogy at your funeral. Probably the candidate too. Not my favorite parts of the story. I have to say that this arc was quite an interesting metaphor. God damn it.
Let's focus.
It gives me 100K? Oh. And courage.
Let's call it.
No registration issues, I trust?
No, indeed. And we found ourselves a perfect target.
Fine work.
Stroll.
See? She's convinced. Nothing to worry about. Don't worry about it. I'll prepare a map of the surrounding areas as well. But never mind that. Have you found us a kingly carriage?
Well, I have made some arrangements. How best to put it? The vessel itself is without peer. Supposedly, it will come to us on the day of the opening ceremony.
You don't sound too sure about that.
Oh, no, I'm certain. All I mean to say is, well, you shall soon see for yourself.
Oh, well, we're both just winging it. Good to know.
Well, under the circumstances, I'll take what we can get. And setting that up in a day. Not so bad having a knight on our side.
You needn't speak so. In truth, I've just resigned from the Knight's Order. Though 'tis only my bond of service I relinquish, not my title. We will shortly be seeking Luis's esteem. Should it come to light that I am a knight in active service, it may jeopardize our efforts.
Still, you didn't hesitate to leave. I can tell you're serious about this.
'Twas not an abrupt parting. I've come to doubt the Order since returning to find them serving the Santifex and not the Royals. Those who refused the Church's rule were cast out for their defiance. I only hope those fallen knights found useful employ elsewhere.
Sounds like you've been through a lot too.
Well, in any case, we can focus on our bounty contract now. Let's make sure we get some proper rest tonight.
The opening ceremony for the tournament is tomorrow.
Let's rest.
We should probably stay inside and rest today. No, but...
All right then.
Damn it. Do we have to rest? Can I? Yeah, I can't even...
push yourself too much.
Maria will assuredly miss you dearly. So please come back and say hello when you can, even if it's only every once in a while.
Fancy a bit of it?
No new information, of course. So we have to go to sleep today. Yeah, there's no system rush for today, so it's just a... Yeah, Maria's nowhere to be found, I think, either, so it's just... talk to people and then go upstairs and go to sleep.
What?
The bed is simple but clean. There's an aroma that reminds me of clear, sunny day. Maybe it's time to call it a night. We should sleep, because there's nothing else I can fucking do.
Good night. Can I come in?
Wanna read some more?
Want to read some more?
Not today. You're all leaving tomorrow, right? I'll be cheering for you. So I just... Oh no. I promised Miss Fabian I wouldn't cry.
It's all right. I won't tell her.
Papa was trying to stop a bad man, you said. And that's what you're all doing too, isn't it? Please come back home safe. I'll be waiting here as long as it takes.
It's a promise.
It's a promise.
All right. Promise? The next time I see you again, can you tell me more about the outside world?
This one's important.
Curative Connie roast. Alright.
I never got a chance to say this to Papa. So, thank you. I'll go to bed now.
Captain, may I have a moment?
Good night.
I was hoping for a chance to speak before we set out. Since our meeting, I've done nothing but impose on you. Now, you risk your very life for this cause. 'Tis no easy burden. It pains me to see. When I think of how this may yet save His Highness, I lose sight of all else. Such disregard ill becomes me.
You truly are devoted to him.
You truly are devoted to him, aren't you?
I suppose I am at that. A guiding oath of 12 years is not easily cast aside. But that book... We met once before, on a carriage bound for the capital. Do you recall?
Yeah, actually. When you got me thrown out.
Now that you mention it, I do.
My apologies. I thought only to minimize casualties, one way or another. So, 'tis a novel envisioning an ideal world. Curious to see a utopian novel these days. I'd thought them long since banned. Ah, you needn't worry. I've no intention of taking it from you. I've sometimes wondered why such books were forbidden. Rumors say the Sanctists objected to their contents.
What?
Yet I wonder, how could a simple book have possibly stung them so? Do you mind if I read a passage or two? So it is a fiction written as if a personal account. This chapter seems to concern the system by which the nation's leader is decided. In this country, one cannot become even a statesman, much less sovereign, without the consent of the people. Those who aspire to statecraft must first solemnly swear before the people what they will do in service of their country. Should they earn title but break their word, they are denounced and stripped of power. Such is the authority of the people. In this way, it is the people who are the land's true king. Quite the opposite of our own country. Now I see why our upper echelons would abolish such texts.
The church is what stopped it, though.
Had our lands embraced such accountability, perhaps His Royal Highness would not have suffered such a fate. No. As a knight, 'tis not my place to say. I must clear my head of these fantasies. In the end, clinging to a dream will do me no good. Oh, I suppose 'tis not so bad to dream now and then. It takes power to walk the path of our dearest hopes. Perhaps that is the purpose of this newfound strength. My dearest dream 'tis to save His Highness, even at the cost of my life. Nothing more.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Judah!
Lady Judah!
Faraway sky, blue and clear. Echo my wish, so that all may hear. One and all born to this land, as here we stand. Let us greet the rising dawn, hand in hand. Faraway sky so clear. Let my wish echo. Far beyond the
Why do I feel like she's evil?
Even I'm feeling the heat. Well, I suppose it's time to fan the flames. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one and all to the inauguration of the Tournament for the Throne! For the first time, the crown is anyone's to claim, as long as the aspirants can complete 3 grueling challenges.
Wow, a Sanctus Crier! He's perfect for this!
Let's discuss the venues. We kick off in the west, in the Pearl of the Coast, the Principality of Oceania's harbour city capital, Port Brilehaven. There, they face their first challenge, the Exhibition of the Brave. Each contender must bring back the head of a monster, a mark of their prowess and courage. Next, our would-be monarchs head east. Upon the misty peaks, we arrive in the Principality of Montario's beautiful city of faith, Altaberry Heights. And finally, our heroes make their well-deserved return home to Grand Trad. But first, let's do introductions. It's time to meet those risking their lives for the crown. Closest to the throne, I know him, you know him. It's Sanctism's one and only 78th Sanctifex, His Eminence, Forden!
Victory to Sanctifex Forden!
I claim no great ambition, nor any heated calls to action. All I wish is to restore order for our people and to safeguard our land from the threats beyond. This chaos we face is but one of God's many trials. Let us restore our kingdom's glory together!
Moving right along, we come next to His Eminence's champion, the very spear in his hand, the warrior monk captain of the Crown Theocracy, Master Guido!
I come before you only in loyal service of His Eminence. I relinquish the throne to him gladly. But those who would seize the crown by force, I will teach you to fear God and to fear me!
So much for this being a fair competition. How many horses do the Sanctis have in this race? Still, it's not over by far. The Luis supporters won't take this lying down.
What cowardice, Friar! Where's Count Louise?
Right, all right, settle down. At this time, I can report that Count Luis has not applied to enter the tournament.
What? He's not even entering? Then what becomes of us? Our entire purpose in this race was to get closer to him.
Don't worry. He's definitely paying attention. He's only in second as it is, so we can't afford to ignore this whole production. Sit tight. I'm sure he'll make a move soon.
All right, all right. For those Count Luis supporters, you might want to meet our next entrant. A rising socialite, a man of ambition, godless and fearless, the brash young warrior serving Count Luis, Gladel, the Black Hound.
Him? So he was one of Luis's men.
The fallen king embraced Sanctism and all its holy tenets, and for what? He was nothing before Lord Luis. Look to the sky all you wish. No god can save you! What our country needs is power!
Well, it's not quite all the contenders, but let's get on with the introductions. The great liberal merchant, it's Roger Ward. By war, by conquest, by right, it's Rudolph Kraus. In it more for the gauntlet runners than the throne, it's Lena Caden. Sure to be popular by pledging free drinks for life, it's Loveless O'Shea. Uplifting the beautiful and deposing the hideous, it's Milo Maurizio.
Wow, if we lose this, I think the country has some even bigger problems.
Now, I do believe we have one final candidate. Do we have an Elden boy present? Come on, let's see a face.
What? An elder? Disgraceful. Is this the only way you could think to distinguish yourself?
By the way, the ride you applied with still hasn't arrived. And, if it doesn't show up by the time the noon bell rings, you're disqualified. All right?
Hey! What's going on?
That nitwit! What is he doing?
So, contestants, are you ready?
What? Blast, I say! Wait! Found you, behave!
A land runner?
It's quick!
Wait, it's headed right for the...
It'll crash!
Whoa!
What the heck is that?
Wonderful. So much for a first impression.
What ho? Isn't she a marvel, chums?
You don't! You nearly brought down the cathedral! Have a care, you fool. It was bad enough when Luis did it the first time. That feckless, shameless old fool.
Not bad, kid. Guess you've got some interesting tricks up your sleeve after all.
Right! I'd call that a full roster. Ladies and gentlemen, race across the land. Go! Prove yourself worthy and earn your crown. For the people, for the throne. Let the games begin!
We must take to the road.
Come on, come on! So fast! Gotta hold on to something or I'll get blown up!
It's incredible!
Ended up standing out more than I expected. I've gained a lot of interest, but I only consider this a part of my mission to aid the prince.
Just a sec.
Well, what is this thing? Is this our carriage?
Can you hear me?
I'll just ride him along the main road then. Doesn't seem to be doing as much. You're just as crazy as this runner. I'll take that as a compliment, little lady. Now let's have some coordinates and coordinates for a little test run. What is happening right now?
See.
We want to go to this place called Martura. Old Castle Town, I think. Should be a ways south. That's a lot of camps. End of the game? Nope, Melody. Not yet, at least. How's it going, Melody? Welcome to the stream.
This place here.
Are you ready for your stream in a couple hours?
Wow.
Okay, Martia, here it is. Down to Martia, huh? On this craft's legs, I'd say that'll be 4 days, 3 nights about. 4 days and 3 nights. That's a great deal faster than a carriage. And surely the road will be safer than that kind of speed.
Spectacular.
Bolly good. Now cinch those britches, chaps. Full steam ahead to Martira, Old Castle Town. Hopefully better than last time. No!
I don't know a thing about gauntlet runners, but even I can tell this is a hell of a craft.
Mercy, last stream you had a taste of what us commoners have to deal with. You must endure more regular luck, and not the fucking streamer luck that you call normal. The amount of times I've seen you get... The amount of times I've seen you get 4 to 5 legendaries in one stream, it is too damn high.
I can hardly believe she's ours to drive.
You're telling me, lad? Feels like ages since I've been out on the open road. This girl's been waiting long enough for her time to shine.
Also, wait, hold on, what the fuck? I barely noticed this person. It looks like his... looks like what would have been the face hair going down to make a beard just got sort of pulled up to be a mustache, and they just said, you know what? That's unique. Stick with it. Hey, I farmed hard during this week. I better have better luck compared to last time. That will depend, Mercy. That was a style for a while. Really? I honestly never knew. Yeah, how can I file a review? Can he sneeze without having his beard dirty? Probably not. 1% Portuguese kind of had that for a while. Damn.
So this is what you used to talk with the driver? Convenient, that. Look, old fellow, are you really on our side? You realize we don't have funds to pay you.
Money? Ha! I'm not in this for the money, boy. What I want is a little gusto. What do you think, lad? Isn't this a rush?
Oh, cool. He's a thrill seeker.
It is at that. Like riding the wind.
That's the ticket. It's been so long since I've had a good chinwag.
Brilliant, isn't it?
Is it safe?
Is this really safe?
Fast enough to make you edge your waders, eh? I know. She's the quickest I've ever built. Where to, ladies? The world is our shellfish.
You certainly are a different person behind the wheel.
Hey, Hulkenberg! Can we get an explanation yet?
That man is Neurus. An Ishkia, if 'twas not obvious from the wings. And despite everything, he was heir to a noble house and personal machinist for the royal family.
What?
He's a master engineer, of course, positively peerless. But as you can see, the runners get him a bit excitable. Neurus? Are you there? I'm coming in. Even amidst all this commotion in town, I find you buried in your work.
Too much to do.
As always. To business, then. I must ask a favor. Would you be able to ready a carriage for me?
No new commissions. No time for them. Ask another right.
It is not a new one I require. Before His Highness disappeared, did you not accept a contract to build him a custom carriage? Without a formal owner, I reasoned that it must now lie unused. I was hoping I might borrow it a short while.
But pish and tosh, woman. She is for royal use and naught else.
'Tis an unreasonable request, I know. But I'd not be asking without a grave need. Might I at least see it?
I mean, well,
'Twas specially made for His Highness, yes? Not a work you'd have sold off. Where lies it now?
I've deadlines to meet, dash it! Off with you now! Leave me be!
You've been acting stranger than usual. What ails you?
Whoa!
Good God. Is this a gauntlet runner? The very craft commissioned for His Highness the Prince? Even knowing His Highness was gone, still you toiled away. Oh, Neurus, you are an inspiration. Such nobility of purpose.
Yes. Right.
However, for a craft meant for the royal family, it is rather excessive, isn't it? Did you really build this vehicle exactly to their orders? You cannot mean...
Well, at first, certainly. I followed the blueprints exactly. But then His Highness died, and... well, I couldn't just let the old girl waste away. A masterpiece like her? Collecting dust in storage? No! Unacceptable! Unthinkable! I'm working toward a dream. And this poor old girl is going to help me see it through. And then, finally...
You imbecile! A lowly, brazen court engineer butchering His Highness's inheritance for a hobby! For this mania! You embezzled the royal treasury and disrespected his legacy! Treason!
Mercy, please! Look, take my head if you must, milady. leave the Value runner alone.
Look, this runner... Tis fully operational now, is it? Then I suggest you cooperate, for both our sakes. Finish your tinkering by tomorrow and bring it to the Grand Cathedral as soon as you can.
Eh? What's all this now? You play the proud soldier at me and then pluck it for your own schemes?
'Tis no scheme. I would use it for His Highness's sake.
For His Highness, eh? Hold a tick. Haven't you been looking for him? Wandering across God knows where last I heard? So if you're back now and now you want a gauntlet runner for His Highness? Is His Highness still alive? That's it! I've got you, haven't I?
'Twas His Highness who gave you refuge while you were only a heretical scholar condemned by the Sanctists. The time has come to repay His mercy.
Understood.
Is that enough? Can this old duck really handle an undercover operation?
I know what you're thinking, but 'tis at least true that he feels an undying debt of gratitude to the royal family.
Pish and tosh, boy. A little faith. Not to brag, but this old duck's craft might be the fastest gauntlet runner in the kingdom. Why, probably the world. I think. Maybe.
How encouraging.
All I want is to push this runner as far and as fast as she can go. Show her off to the world. And you? Well, I presume you'd rather work together than have to walk, eh?
I don't know about this, but I guess we'll just have to trust him. What do you think?
If we die together.
Well, if we die, we all die together.
Ha! The boy's bold as brass.
'Tis not an invitation, you dolt. Eyes on the road.
Either way, he knows the prince is alive, so we can't just leave him to his own devices. We're all in the same boat. Or runner, I guess.
You lot can handle the fighting, and I'll handle all the driving and greasework. Just make sure you've got a proper plan for all this mess now.
This guy's got no filter. But he has a point. We do need to talk strategy.
So, summing up. Our first trial is to slay a monster. We take its head as proof, then get it to the goal line before the deadline. The bigger the head, the better. Our destination is Port Brylehaven, the capital of the Western Principality of Oceania. It'd be a trek on foot, but this gauntlet runner should make it a snap.
So getting the bounty's head is our next move. And our target is a nefarious criminal who's been kidnapping and selling off children. Right?
A criminal? Did the task not specify a monster's head?
Don't worry, all part of the plan. We don't need to win this thing, we just need to get Luis's attention. Everyone's going to show up with monster heads, and we shake things up with a felon. A knight-turned-kidnapper at that. Shows them we're there for justice.
But to deliberately violate the rules, we risk being disqualified entirely. Then again, 'tis just as likely to win the people's attention and thereby Luis's. I do understand the intent. What do you think of this plan?
It sounds impossible. I trust you guys. It'll be fine.
I trust all of you completely.
Good enough for me. A captain's got to trust his crew, after all.
Okay, hold on, what?
The bounty's Heisme, an ex-knight. I realize that's a little close to home, Hulkenberg, so if you'd rather hang back...
No. His title is precisely why I cannot let his atrocities stand. And yet... 'tis strange indeed that we are hunting a mere man when the trial demands a monster. Then again, our true aim is beyond the ambitions of any other aspirant. Our fate rests in this plan of yours, Stroll.
Thank you. I'll try to ensure your trust isn't misplaced.
Righto. Then our course is set. Feel free to use anything in the Gauntlet Runner. Even got a bathing room if you could use a wash.
Good to know. We can always look around more thoroughly later.
Yes. You needn't tire yourself out before we arrive.
Well, I'm a tinkerer and not much else. All my fighting happens in the old workshop. But I'll take you wherever you're going for your sake and mine. After all, the wilds out there are no fairy picnic. Oh no. It's a den of wild beasts and savage scoundrels. And we'll not get past it without days on the road together. So, if you need anything besides a steady hand on the wheel, give me a hoot. Bound to find me in the cockpit or the engine room.
He's certainly an eccentric, but he doesn't seem like a bad person. We'll get used to him, I suppose.
The Gauntlet Runner has various areas for different activities such as the strategy room, the lounge, and the kitchen. You can also visit Academia by finding more and interact with them. Let's visit the engine room first. Take your time and have a look around on your way there.
Oh, yeah?
Never seen the Gauntlet Runner. I kind of want to see what the engine room is like. Honestly, I kind of having Luis not be part of the tournament, I kind of like. You don't get to fight the big bad just yet, because I feel like if we did, we'd get rid of them too easily, and they'd have to come up with a way for them to constantly come back again and again. Instead, now, I'm imagining the idea of the church set up this entire thing to decide who is the next king, only for Luis maybe near the end to come up and say it was all illegitimate, the church has been cheating, therefore everyone in the competition, including the winner, was probably propped up by the church and cheating. Ergo, Luis is the only viable candidate, therefore eliminating everyone without having to really do much. I can't go up though. Massive door. What do you mean, Revolution never schemed? That's a fucking lie. Oh god. I didn't think they would actually model up here and like us running around. Though because we are only limited to like this area right here, I'm willing to bet this is actually just a loop. They're gonna show us just running around in a circle. And not actually like moving around the map. Look at the sky. Oh wait, shit, I forgot. Yeah, I need to look up at the sky. Is the... That looks deadly. Also, we can't see... We can't see the king's head, unfortunately. Alright, so... Wait, what is this? The deck? Oh wait, that's still the... It, sort of is, actually. That's the strategy room. A madman right there! Just may have seen the shape of a tree on the sky. Alright. I don't really think I see a tree, but more I see just... like almost a matte painting that they put up there to represent the sky, and that's it. So bad. I wouldn't say bad skybox, just like stylized skybox. Wait. That one pressing matters.
Incredible!
This room is made for bathing. Can we really just hop in mid-ride and take a real bath? Now that I could get used to. I call first dip.
Hey!
Are you just gonna stride up and strip nude? What do you think you are? What do you think you are? Unacceptable. You really? It's a bathing room. Oh, also mention, no running water yet. Working on that. Damn. What? Unacceptable. The pantry.
Oh.
There's some bidot meat and red grass. I wonder who left them here. Use these for cooking. Nice. We got ingredients for food.
Got it.
I can prepare meals here, but I can't yet. And also the washing area. You have to wash your dishes properly, but being that water is a precious resource, that actually goes double. Bidoof meat, indeed. That's the engine room. We have beds. 3 for us and 1 for the captain. And 1 extra one. And this is just a like study place. And where we can eat our meals that were made by the kitchen over there. What's in the back deck? Cloth covered barrel.
What's this?
Cloth covered barrel. Beneath this cloth, there seems to be a big barrel. I wonder what it's used for. I'm calling it. That's an explosive. At least from the cockpit. Then that means we might have eventually 5 party members here.
This?
Wonder what makes this thing run.
Hello?
First time in the gauntlet run, eh? Whoa, that scared me. Looks like there are pipes here too. Call the runner phone. There's one in every room.
Spectacular.
Now, I believe I heard you speculating on the old girl's inner workings. Gauntlet runners use magma crystals to fuel to run, you see. Used to be you'd take your life in your hands when you traveled the wilds. But then, thanks to the kingdom's greatest mind, the Gauntlet Runner was born. The runner's actual legs are based on colossal beasts, made for zero momentum loss, even on the roughest terrain. Among other things, I've modified this craft with a bit more zip and speed. Another step closer to my dream. What dream? Long story, my girl. The best told to a captive audience with no plans for the next few days and nights. Never mind, then. So maybe some other time. Anyways, still plenty about the old girl that's a work in progress. By the by, but by the time I'm done, she'll have some new tricks you just watch. It'll be sunset before long, so start thinking about bedding down for the night. Can't run in the dark, and the old girl needs her rest as much as we do. The Lend to Eva Unity Evangelion, so no wonder you're constantly going to be saying Mecha reference here. God damn it. You will continue towards your destination while spending time on the Gauntlet Runner. Utilize its facilities to obtain items, raise abilities, or do other things you wouldn't be able to do in town. Try using the kitchen, reading books as the bookshelf, or using the washing machine. One or two will become available over time. You can also spend time with your allies while traveling, which may help to improve your virtues. At the end of the day, the choice is yours. Washing machine. What does the washing machine do? This is Monero's homemade washing machine. Washing clothes can sometimes cleanse the mind, too. Wait, that increases maximum MP?
Understood.
Alright, so laundry will get us MP. I need to remember that.
Come on.
This weird tool is actually a cleaning igniter that Neuros modified to create wind that collects dust. Pretty nifty. I know it's hard, but all the lifting and bending over is sure to strengthen your legs, yeah? Maximum HP will increase.
Got it.
Okay. While raising base stats is gonna always be appealing, in a game like this, I'm reminded of Persona. Social stats and social links will come before all else. When there are dead mode days, never go to sleep, work something. A bookshelf that we don't know what it does. A kitchen, which I believe it's just giving us food item, but also probably some other items, some other stuff that we can use. The round table.
Let's see here.
We're just at the start of our journey. I still have a couple of days left here. All right. Use the Gauntlet Runner's cooking table to whip up some food for you and your allies. Eating prepared meals can grant your party various positive effects. Oh. To cook, you need ingredients. Buy them, win them, or find them lying around. Try to experiment as much as possible. After you have made every dish at least once, you may learn how to create the ultimate culinary masterpiece. Whose handwriting is that? There are notes here about new potential recipes. Wanting something? If so, we should try to have everyone teach us their culinary specialties. This is to eventually make an item that will give us a good buff, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it gives us a buff until the end of the day, like some other games do, so I'm gonna instead go for what I'm pretty sure is the sure thing. And that's this, just reading, because it's guaranteed to give me some boost. New World Travel Diary and Pride and Persuasion. Pride and Persuasion, I'll say then. Because this sounds like it might be for eloquence. The book outlines useful conversational techniques for convincing others. I haven't started it yet. Let's take it over to the window if you want to read together. Yep, eloquence. Let us read.
What's that?
Apparently the book teaches you ways to ensure others will agree with you. This section's part of the basics. First impressions are vital when it comes to negotiations. Okay, I guess that's true enough. Lower the other person's guard by assuming a natural smile and humble demeanor. Then use flatter to probe for weak points.
What are you talking about?
Probe for weak points? Why? To exploit them without mercy. To gain the upper hand, strike them down in one hit. Exploit without mercy. Sure, they don't even have a chance to think.
You're kidding.
So you strike their weak points and then negotiate while they're still reeling from it? That's just brute force, though. Literary brute force.
All right.
Doubt me? How dare you? I'm surprised. I guess a bit of force can go a long way in helping negotiations go smoothly. There's still more left. Oh, God. Yawning, sorry. There's still more left to read in the book. I'll pick it up from here next time.
The Gauntlet Runner arrives at the desert camp as the scorching sun sinks below the horizon, and the curtain of night falls over the land. Protected within the stalwart hull of the Gauntlet Runner, the party gains a short, peaceful respite.
At night, the vast wilderness outside town is ensconced in darkness. Forcing your way through the unmarked terrain is very dangerous, even with the stalwart of a Gauntlet Runner. Instead, establish camp somewhere safe. You can resume your travels the next morning. While at the encampment, you can use any of the facilities in the Gauntlet Runner like usual. But you can also reminisce about the journey with your allies. Give it a try. Our first time camping on the Gauntlet Runner. I'm kind of excited, but it'll be a long night, so why don't we spend some time relaxing with someone? Oh! Okay, also, there's a map for this? So this is the way to probably increase social links then. Oh, no, it's just a way to talk to someone and maybe raise a social stat. There are insects gathering by the campfire. Oh, apparently you can eat these bugs. Well, according to Hulkenberg, you can't. Anyway. Should I try to catch one? I caught one of the bugs gathered by the campfire. When it's my turn to cook, I should use it as ingredients. Apparently. Sure. But this, I believe, based on the icon, will just give me imagination. Right now, it's vapid. I can't imagine a fucking thing.
Hey.
My opens are as sharp as they are going to get. And I'm not up to much. Gotta keep me company for a while. Yep, there aren't half levels in social links, so missions mean go on. By recalling the past and planning for the future with Stroll, maybe I can hone my imagination. Let's talk to Stroll for now.
Now then.
So next up is Martyra. I feel like just yesterday when I first arrived in the royal capital. So much has happened in such a short span of time. I met you, we went to over to the northern fortress and awakened a mysterious power. I'd once thought magic like this only existed in heroic tales of times long past.
Speaking
of which, I've been thinking that perhaps this is the same power that hero kings once used. If that's the case, then why do you think so many of them met miserable ends? Power than everything.
What's that about?
Oh, I see.
Ah, I see. As kings, they had to... go ahead. They had to govern their people and maintain this peace. Martial might alone wouldn't help you there. Perhaps it's not a matter of how much power you have, but how you choose to wield it. Moreover, we've got more than one power at our disposal. And on top of that, we've got allies who share these abilities as well. Go to sleep, Reb. No! It's the middle of the fucking day! And I'm sleep deprived, not tired. There's a difference.
Then,
if we continue to master these archetypes, then maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to surpass the great heroes of old. Though all this does is make me wonder just how many more of these powers are still out there.
Alright.
I can imagine. That's gonna take a while. Come now, it's too early for bed. Let's talk some more. Stroll and I talked for a while. I got some mag.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Good morning.
Top of the morning to you, my dear passengers. I trust that the sleeping quarters are more than exceeded your expectations, eh?
True.
They're better than I feared, considering how tiny they are. But I've got a question of my own. Isn't the desert sand going to do a number on this runner? My boy. Remember who maintained this rugged girl. Nary a grain of sand could fit between our seams, I assure you. Regardless, we'll be leaving these arid dunes behind tomorrow.
I knew it!
Oh, they're really neat, aren't they? A carriage would never be able to get through the desert this fast. But just keep it on the road, okay, Neras? We arrived in Martyra in 2 days. Alright, I have 2 days to keep boosting my stats of some kind. So yeah, you give courage, you give wisdom. This one will give me insight, I believe. Something to gain HP. Alright, so there's a place, a point in the game where you would power level some of the other links. Or just social stats. Though again, wisdom is at 2. Courage is close to being, what's it called? Leveled up. And I feel just by us completing other quests, we will get that up. So I feel like that's fine. So I feel like eloquence and imagination are going to be the difficult ones that I need to try and level up. Let's get pride and persuasion done.
What's that?
Apparently this book teaches you the wish and sure. Yep, we read that. Even if you make a flawless first impression, as the discussion progresses, the other person may erect an emotional wall and start giving you the cold shoulder. No matter what you say, they'll remain unreceptive. In these situations, issue a challenge. You must shock their senses to break down their walls. Shock their senses? How'd you go about that? Pretend to cry. Scare them. Stare them down.
Look at that.
Sure, but...
I'm sure that would just come as a shock to some people, but most would probably just assume you're glaring.
All right.
We're still not that close. Getting someone's agreement doesn't seem like it would be too complex, but there's actually a lot to consider. There's still more left to read. Alright. I'm assuming it's similar to the old Persona games where if we
could stop for a break.
Ahoy, break time, chums. There's something up ahead, so we'll be stopping there.
Coming now into view is the Tree of Prophecy, a resplendent tapestry of color against the backdrop of the bleak desert. One theory is that the tree's roots gorge on the land's magla, and still another is that it gorges on those enraptured by its colorful foliage, as though themselves snared by the bewitching magla surrounding the tree. The gauntlet runner comes to a stop at its base.
Here we are. Shall we get a closer look?
Wow.
Okay, it's not voice acted. It's so pretty. It's not just the leaves. It's as though the whole area has been painted red.
Certainly.
This place calls to mind a picture book I read as a child. It told of a great tree located somewhere within the country, whose colors shifted to foretell unusual events in times ahead. How exactly would a tree foretell the future? And how does a plant grow this huge in the middle of the desert? I'm not sure if this explains it, but I am sensing an incredible amount of magma in the area here. Yawning. If your hypothesis is correct, that would make this no mere tree, no sir, but a magical organism that feeds off of magla. As a matter of scientific research, I must document this discovery. Neros pulled a sheet of paper and a brush from his pocket and began to draw the landscape in front of him.
Hey.
Wow, Neros, how did you get so good at drawing? Ah, my boy, meticulous documentation is the foundation of all good research. There you have it. I'm finished. Here, take it as a keepsake. Was it in for research?
But...
the pertinent information, all the pertinent information I need has been etched into my very mind. I can make do with it without the sketch itself. I received Nero's research picture. The drawing is intricately detailed and could accurately convey the full majesty of this place to a viewer who has never been here.
Hey there!
Hey, why don't we give that to Maria? I bet she'd love to see something from our journey, and we could tell her a story about this place. The next time we were in Grand Trad, we should give this drawing to Maria. Yeah! Huh. Magical organism in the form of a tree. Say, aren't fairies in the same classification? Precisely. Gallica is a most precious treasure as well. I've been observing her very closely, which is giving me great insight into my own research into flight.
Huh?
Wait, you've been observing me this whole time? I don't really recall you asking, so knock it off.
However,
turning our attention back to the tree, I've heard that it tints itself blue to herald the arrival of favorable developments. I wonder what manner of anomaly its current color portends. I took a brief detour, but I feel that seeing this rare sight has broadened my wisdom.
All right.
4 for wisdom, what the fuck? Oh, that's gonna take a while to grade up. Oh god.
The Gauntlet Runner arrives in a quiet clearing, concealed by boulders, as darkness reclaims the wilderness for itself. Monsters run rampant in the wilds. To sleep here would be perilous, unless from within the safety of a Gauntlet Runner. The party, secure in their Gauntlet Runner, spends the night in peace, hidden from hungry gazes.
We'll be in Marta in 2 days after tomorrow. Wonder what kind of place Marta is. Matchery is. Wait, all? You don't want to talk anymore, Stroll? I mean, I do need imagination, so I can't really speak ill of it.
All right, then.
That's wisdom in the engine room.
Well met.
Ah, well met. I don't suppose you're as overburdened with free time as I am. I'm certainly no stranger to traveling, but I have no idea how to spend idle hours. If the idea appeals, might we talk a bit? Let's get some imagination. This power we've awoken to. I have all sorts of questions, but what I'm really find curious are these forms we take on. Each has their unique aspects, but one bit they all have in common is the armor-like appearance. What do you make of that? It's cool. It's bizarre. It's kind of scary. It's cool.
Certainly.
I see.
I do find the austerity of the design intriguing. But I was not speaking of how they look per se. In my opinion, the armor encloses the raging forces within us, allowing us to direct that power, as one directs a horse by its reins. It is said people lose their magic because they refuse to confront their fears and anxieties, forever unaware of that power lurking within them. Is that not then the very condition to awaken our slumbering powers? Also, it's why it is so exhausting, and why it cannot be maintained for long. Its ravenous appetite I have afterwards is proof. We do well to practice diligence maintaining the food reservoirs.
All right.
Imagination. It's getting quite late, but we've a ways to go yet, so I would very much like to continue chatting with you.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Finally! We're out of the desert! Oh wow! I missed all this green!
Ugh. Why is it so bumpy?
That'd be the change in terrain, lad.
See, you got to let the suspensions get used to hard ground instead of soft sand.
Must be nice to fly everywhere.
What the? Did we just crash?
Of course not. That's
a cannonade.
My star is rising! Ah!
Sanctism will reign!
It's them. Remember, from the opening ceremony. I think one of them is Guido, Forden's confidant, and the other is Luis's man, Gladel.
Prominent candidates. Shouldn't the king's magic petrify them for their aggression?
No, see where they're aiming. They're not shooting to kill, just to take out the opposing runner's legs.
It doesn't seem like they're trying to land a fatal shot. It's aiming to break the opponent's side gauntlet runner. Also, I feel like they wouldn't actually be immune to the king's magic, because doesn't it only protect the people that are like in the top running? And this is a random independent competition that the king did not sanction or anything else. So I feel like they probably could kill each other out here.
Stuck out in the wilds with no working runner. Whether they survive or not, they're dashed well out of the race.
So 'tis a clash to halt each other's advance. Damned fools couldn't resist a show of force.
Look! Over by the legs. That crier is there too.
Wait, what?
I see. Acting as witness to the higher candidate's conflict. It seems Glodell cannot match Godot's firepower.
The man's out there just like a reporter watching everything to document it. Our hand planted on winning Luis's favor. Can we afford to abandon Glodell if he's one of Luis's supporters?
What's our plan? If we just hang back and watch, Godot's gonna win. And Vorden gets a leg up on the competition.
Let's see how it plays out.
How about we see how it plays out?
No, I think we should step in on Glodell's side. I know, I don't like it either, but if we want Luis's favor, this might be the strategic play we need.
Agreed. Let us ride to Glodell's aid.
Oh damn, alright. The game's taking a stance. What are you doing aiding the church? Stop that.
I say, hold on. You realize you're a no-name candidate, eh? If he wants to shut you out, he'll not have to aim for just our legs.
It's a runner, isn't it? If things get too dicey, we'll just run. Didn't you say we had the fastest craft around?
Fine. Suppose there's no room for caution if we want the world's eyes on us.
That's how it goes, Mercy. You already know about it. The illusion of choice.
Okay, then it's settled. Let's make sure he owes us big.
There should be an external runner phone out there.
We're here to help! Withdraw, Glodell! Who goes there? Why do you stand for Luis's forces? Well, sorry, can't get into it now. That Gauntlet runner. You're that commoner candidate who destroyed the Grand Cathedral! Was that not enough? You would profane the sacred a second time!
So be it. In God's name, be thou punished!
Godot and his monks have boarded the deck! Looks like he knows the magic won't shield us. He's aiming to kill us here and now.
You dare interfere in my fight! Know your place! Is it fame you seek? You thought by confronting me, you might lift your own names? Then you chose the wrong opponent.
I hate to interrupt, Old Egg, but it's a touch more complex than that.
We of the Crown Theocracy's monk army have silenced all who would oppose the eminence of God. Your petty ruses are beneath me. Now you shall know how powerless you truly are.
Remember, the king's magic means we cannot move to strike Godot himself.
Go for his followers first. We'll thin their numbers and turn the tide.
Go, my brethren! Put the fear of God into these impious commoners!
Don't forget about the petrification magic!
Yeah.
Merchant!
Time to beat them with our wallets.
Right on target! Nice one, Stroll!
Merchant!
This can't be. Merchant!
Light him, Hulkenberg!
Actually. Yeah, we didn't inherit any new skills yet. Also, how much do we get for debt collection? little bit under 1,000 mag. That's actually not an insignificant amount.
Merchant! I claim that.
In 1959, that's not bad.
What could you hope to achieve?
He knows we can't
Merchant!
attack him. He's toying with us. Right on target. Nice
Bite
one,
us, coward. I'll be taking that.
Stroll.
No,
I forgot I was on debt collection there. Fuck.
Peasants!
I know the enemy smirking. SMG4 flashbacks.
Die hard! State.
Let's go.
Go to his side. So, the faithful are broken before you, yet your desperate struggling is for naught. You cannot defy the inevitable. I am immune to all your wicked harms.
Oh, he gets to do whatever he wants, and we can't even get near him.
We can get near him. We just cannot hurt him.
Bend the knee and yield to the divine truth of sanctism. Now, are you prepared for the end?
Ah, I think not, you rotter!
What have you done to my gauntlet runner?
We've nothing to lose. At the very least, I can thrash your old clunker until it's inoperable.
This is a waste of my time. So be it. You'll face your divine punishment soon enough.
Is it the SMT4 or the Persona 4 one damage?
Phew. Finally, he took the hint. Hey, get down here.
Hmm?
What are you playing at? You think I owe you now or something? I would have been fine without your meddling.
I guess you'll live to see another day.
I guess you survived this time.
Don't you talk down to me. You want to see what I'm really capable of.
I have a large wallet, so you might want to back off.
Why, Gladell, surely you can spare some manners for a crew that saved our lives? Honestly, that got a bit ugly for my liking.
Well, well, well. Do my eyes deceive me? Juna the songstress in the flesh. What brings you all the way out here? A little tryst on the road, is it?
I didn't want to assume it was actually her, but no, now I know she's evil.
Nothing so saucy. I'm afraid this cad's just my chauffeur. Now please, darling, a little privacy, or I'll have to charge for an interview.
Fair enough, miss. Fair enough. Nothing you're not used to. Consider me chastened and shooed. Besides, I might have found another angle here that's just as promising.
You surprised me out there, love. You bested Godot. So you're not just a pretty face. You were more help than my useless driver, at least.
Look here. However talented and famed a songstress she may be, you must remember to contain yourselves.
I love how Hogamer's looking at the only two people that are not doing that and ignoring the one that is.
Songstress? Wait, is she the same Nydia lady who sang at the opening ceremony?
Aye, but that's... oh, blast it all, I can't take it anymore. I'd
Nope, never mind.
those suspensions anywhere. You had Caden workshop on this, eh? Yes, those are quality parts and no mistake. Luis really shells out for his own.
I don't know why I thought he would be interested in the idol. No. The man is here for the designs.
By the crown, you can't be serious! She is Juna, the kingdom's greatest singer, the dulcet diva! Oh, this is preposterous! Surely I can't be the only one starstruck? Really? No one else wants to shake her hand? Well, Then, on behalf of this group, I suppose it falls to me.
You're an interesting little ensemble. Wait, is that a fairy? A real living one? Where did you...
Hey, up there!
Oh, wow.
An airborne gauntlet runner. He's actually finished it.
Luis.
My Lord Luis. How kind to provide a personal escort.
So that's it. I thought it was strange that a candidate like Gladel got stuck playing someone's driver.
But she was still the Sanctist's pick for the opening ceremonies? Guess even Forden's camp has to bend to popular opinion.
My humblest apologies, my Lord Luis, for this travesty, especially when you had graced me with the privilege of bearing the lovely Lady Juna.
Glad to see Lady Juna's safe, at least.
I could have crushed that churchman like a bug, and I would have if these insolent fools hadn't.
I'm sure. Sorry, don't much care.
It would seem you had to clean up my associate's mess. I'd like to express my gratitude, but if I might ask, who are you?
Take a wild guess.
Take a wild guess.
Mouth like that's gonna get you killed, kid.
A bold one, are you? I didn't take you for a traveling troupe of jesters.
He's just another no-name candidate.
One would think you commoners, but for the Lady Knight at your side. And you have a gauntlet runner. Most curious. What made you decide to enter the competition?
Looks like he's more interested than we anticipated. This might be our chance, so choose your words wisely, okay?
That's why I became a candidate. How should I respond? Now, I'm just saying. They say choose your words wisely. But how wisely do we actually have to be? Just in the stream, we've already seen the choice didn't matter that much, so... I wonder what really could come of it. We're bound to complete tick receipt. Oh yeah, of course. See, there it is, right?
The more you hesitate, the more suspicious you'll sound. You've got to get this right.
To become king, of course. He might see as an enemy.
Hey, I know you want to get this right, but this is no time to get lost in thought.
Fine.
I want to help you, Count Luis.
Oh? You fight in my name, you?
Really now? So, you thought you'd step in for a little self-promotion?
We want to help anyone in need. That's what we believe in.
Anyone? Most interesting. However, my immediate needs are met in terms of sword hands.
Oh, come now. Don't they have a certain charisma to them? Why? I dare say I saw them use magic without igniters.
Please, I know we can help you. We want nothing more than to see your vision realized, Lord Luis.
You do know what that vision is built on, don't you? If you would claim yourself my ally, then prove your power before all the kingdom's eyes. You can't change the world without power, after all. If you can manage that, I'll consider your proposal.
See you, loves.
Don't think this changes anything. Come on, Hector!
It soars like a damn bird.
Right then, that could have gone worse. We were lucky we managed to connect with Luis this early.
No thanks to that Glodell. Even should we be accepted, he'll be no ally of ours.
Well, at the very least, Luis knows our faces. All we have to do now is avoid screwing it up.
He wants to see our power, does he? Then let's find Heisme, bring him to justice, and show the nation we're a force to be reckoned with.